Chapter 9. Rumpelstiltskin. Before we begin, think of a very difficult or impossible task that you are convinced can never be done. What will be your reaction when a magical creature comes to you and offers to do that task for you? What would you think the creature demand once the task is complete? In this fairy tale, you are now going to read about a little girl who takes the help of a magical creature. Characters: Gridolf, a greedy minister; Clara, a young girl; tax collector, a greedy official; queen, ruler of the kingdom; stranger, or Rumpelstiltskin, a mysterious person. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, a famine broke out. All the crops were damaged and the water bodies dried up. There was no money left to buy food, water, and other necessary items from other kingdoms. People were hungry and sick. The young queen set out to seek help from neighboring kingdoms. In her absence, Gridolf, her greedy minister, planned to steal whatever he could from the poor people. Scene 1. At the palace court, Gridolf will force the people to pay more taxes. That way, we can live the life of luxury. A tax collector enters. Tax collector, bowing. I have a better idea. I have heard a rumor that there is a girl named Clara who can spin straw into gold. If we can get her to work for us, we will get gold without doing any work at all. Gridolf, your idea is wonderful. Find this girl and lock her in a room. Give her all the straw you can find. Laughing sinisterly. Scene 2. A room filled with straw. Innocent Clara found herself locked in a room full of straw. She didn't know what to do. She was thinking how people with such great responsibilities could believe a baseless rumor. She huddled in a corner and cried, I can't believe I am here because of a rumor. It is wrong because I can't turn anything into gold. But they won't believe me. I will be punished if I can't turn all the straw in the room into gold by tonight. A stranger enters, dancing and laughing. Stranger, oh young miss, why do you cry? Tell me your sorrow, don't be shy. Clara, still sobbing, without looking up. I have to spin all the straw into gold, or I will suffer as I am told. I am no fairy, I am no witch. If I had magic, would I not be rich? Looking up in surprise, who are you? Stranger, never mind that, young lady. Consider yourself saved already. Give me something that's precious to you, and I'll give you gold before morning dew. Clara, precious? I'm a poor girl. I have no silver or gold. All I have is this string of beads. It is very precious to me. My grandmother gave it to me. Stranger takes the string. What is precious to you is precious to me. There will always be more to what you see. Sings to the spinning wheel. Sing, whirl and spin, my dear spinning wheel. Sing, whirl and spin, turn to gold every reel. Listening to the song, Clara falls asleep. The next morning, Gridolf was gladly surprised to find the room shining with gold. He rubbed his hands with joy and decided to prepare a bigger room and locked Clara in it for another night. Scene 3. A room like before, but bigger and with more straw. Clara is crying. Stranger, I see you are crying again tonight. Should I save you from plight? Clara, kind sir, you left before I could thank you. Can you help me again? Stranger, help you I can, and that's no boast. But for what you love the most? Clara, all I have is my mother's copper ring. My mother's gift, my most precious thing. Stranger takes the ring. What is precious to you is precious to me. There will always be more to what you see. Sings to the spinning wheel. Sing, whirl and spin, my dear spinning wheel. Clara falls asleep again. Greedolf's greed knew no bounds. He declared that Clara would be locked again in a much bigger room. Clara was sad but not surprised. She had understood Greedolf's nature. Scene 4. Another straw room. Clara is not crying. She is waiting for the stranger, who enters dancing and singing. Stranger. Ah, I see your task is greater than before. You'll need all my help to do this chore. Clara. Ah, sir. I am so happy to see you. Can you help me this last time? I don't have anything precious left with me right now. But when I'm free, I'll do anything. Give you anything I can. Stranger. Anything? Clara. Yes, anything. But please help me this last time. Stranger. Remember, I will come seek my reward any day I want. Clara didn't know if she would live another day, or if she would ever be in a position to give him what he would ask for. She hastily agreed. Stranger sings to the spinning wheel. Sing, whirl and spin, my dear spinning wheel. Sing, whirl and spin. Turn to gold every reel. Clara falls asleep. As Clara slept, a good thing had happened. The young queen had returned to her kingdom. She was very angry when she heard what had been done to poor Clara. She ordered her immediate release. When the queen was told that Clara was indeed able to spin straw into gold, she decided to meet her. Scene 5. A room in the palace. Queen. My dear Clara, how were you able to do this? Clara. Your Majesty, Queen. Don't be afraid. I understand your situation. So speak freely and truthfully. I will not punish you. It was my mistake for making such a greedy man a minister. Encouraged by the kind queen, Clara told her all about the stranger. The queen was very suspicious of his motives. She decided to find out all she could about him. It was soon discovered that the stranger often took advantage of people in need. He made people give him their precious things for helping them out. He needed to be captured. But for now, the queen declared that Clara would be given a job she was suitable for. Clara was an intelligent girl. She worked hard, and in a few years, she started working directly under the command of the queen. Everyone was happy, but Clara knew that the stranger would come to claim his reward. And one day, he did come by. Scene 6. Another room in the palace. Clara is sitting in her office and working. The stranger enters. Stranger. For you I spun the finest gold. Now my reward I shall hold. This was the opportunity everyone had waited for. The news of the stranger's arrival spread. People tried capturing him but failed. He was too smart and could do magic. That is when the stranger thought of a stranger. All right, let's play a game. If you can guess my name, my freedom is yours to keep. Else, my reward I shall reap. Clara. Is it Mark? Is it John? Is it Ron? Is it Howard, Derek, or Don? The stranger just laughed and disappeared. None of these names were his. He came every day and laughed as Clara tried her best to come up with new names. He finally gave her an ultimatum. She had only one more day to guess the correct name. The queen sent her soldiers all over the kingdom to look for clues. One day, one of the soldiers heard someone singing in the forest. It was the stranger dancing and singing around a small fire. Stranger, merrily the feast I'll make. Today I'll brew, tomorrow bake. Merrily will I dance and sing, for tomorrow my reward I'll bring. No one knows, oh what a shame. Rumpelstiltskin is my name. Now Clara got to know the stranger's real name. She patiently waited for him to return. Stranger, tonight is the end of the game. Tell me now, what is my name? Clara, is it Tom, Harry, Rin? Or is it Rumpelstiltskin? Stranger, no, no, no. This is not how it is supposed to be. The reward has to belong to me. Rumpelstiltskin felt strength draining out of him. His name was the source of his power, and now Clara held power over him. But Clara was a kind woman. Instead of simply punishing him for his past deeds, she made Rumpelstiltskin promise to stop taking advantage of others. He had to do good and kind deeds from now on. Better late than never. To apologize for his past mistakes, he donated a lot of money to the kingdom and started helping people in need. He often helped Clara and the queen as well. Everyone lived very happily knowing that there was kind Rumpelstiltskin to take care of them.